Please welcome back Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Joy.
Good morning.
So, thank you, Nancy, for being here today on my birthday. I couldn't do better than you, the most powerful woman in the world right now. Well, certainly in the country.
Well, happy birthday to you, Joy. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you, Nancy.
I know that Whoopi wore her red sweater in honor of your birthday. I wore my Italian jacket in honor of our Italian-American heritage to wish you happy birthday today. I hope you enjoy it.
Thank you.
We'll celebrate tonight during the debate.
We are paisan under the skin. So let's talk about what's you've been being put through, because you've spent the past several months working on a coronavirus stimulus package to bring financial aid to millions of Americans who are desperately in need of money. But yesterday, Trump threw all of that into disarray by abruptly calling off the negotiations until after the election. Then, I'm not done with this. Then late last night, he backtracked and he said he would sign bills for the stimulus checks and only to help airlines and small businesses. What exactly is he up to, Nancy? What's going on?
Well, it's hard to see any clear, sane path on anything that he's doing. But the fact is that he saw the political downside of his statement of walking away from the negotiations to honor our heroes, our healthcare workers, first responders, teachers, transportation, sanitation, food workers who make our lives possible. And he walked away from the opportunity to crush the virus so that we could open our schools and our economy safely. And he walked away from putting money in the pockets of the American people in a way that will make a difference in his lives. It's interesting that he said he'd send out those checks if we just sent him that bill, because all he has ever wanted in the negotiation was to send out a check with his name printed on it. Forget about the virus, forget about our heroes, forget about our children and their need to go to school safely and the rest. So he's just, again, rebounding from a terrible mistake that he made yesterday. And the Republicans in Congress were going down the drain with him on that.
So let me just say that I think all of us, our thoughts are with all the people who are directly affected by this, the 32,000 flight attendants that have been furloughed. But, you know, I have a question, which is just 3 days before all of this, on Saturday, Trump seemed to be on a completely different page.
Yes.
He tweeted, "Our great USA wants and needs stimulus work. Together, work together and get it done." Imagine. And then they say women are moody. So what do you think is causing this erratic behavior? What's your explanation?
Well, I think it's true to form. I think that the president has always had erratic behavior. Right now, it's very, very dangerous because he knows the danger of the virus, but he's in denial, as he was right from the start. Denial, delay, distortion, and look what has happened to our country, to the lives and livelihood of the American people and the life of our democracy as he tries again to go forward to suppress the vote in the election. So I could never explain to you any rational, linear path of action on the part of the president. But I will say this. It is really important for us to come to this agreement. When the president just popped off and made that announcement without even informing us that that was the case, he insulted the Constitution of the United States. This is not a personal thing with him that he can send out checks with his name on it. This is the money of the American people, and our priority in our country is we must crush the virus, and we must honor the people who are hard at work doing that, and we must address the consequences of it. So again, what he does do is enable us all only to be talking about him. My whole thing in politics is about the children. And the minute he said that last night, yesterday, I thought, you are really hurting America's children. Children are struggling to deal with the changes in school, who need it to be a safe place for them to work either from home or at school. It is about the children and the child tax credit that we have not gotten them to agree to. It's about the children and the issues that relate to the the virus and how it affects them. It's about the children and how they exist in families that are food insecure and on the verge of eviction. So as soon as he said that, I thought, if you cared about America's children, you would know you cannot go down this path. Again, we have to crush the virus, and we have a plan to do that, and he just has ignored it for a long time. But let's talk about what the possibilities are. Our plan and the plan of Joe Biden is one. Of course, we'd like the plan to be implemented right now. We wanted it implemented months and months ago, but the administration has resisted. I can't answer that question why they would ignore science. They would ignore the role of governance in trying to get it done, except that they don't believe in science and they don't believe in governance. But let's just start with thinking about the children, what our actions have and how it affects the children.
Well, one should also say that the doctors might want to step in and see how much of the medication is working here, because they're steroids. I've been on steroids. I know what they do to your thinking. And so that's something someone should be really monitoring, because, you know, it's not easy when someone is in this kind of steroid high. When was the last time you had an actual conversation with him? Do you... I remember the last time I saw you do it on television, and it didn't seem like it went that well. So is it time to pick up the phone? Do you want to go over to the White House? What's the best way to work this out now?
I wouldn't go anywhere near the White House. It's one of the most dangerous places in the country, both in terms of the assault that it makes on truth as well as health. Last time I had an interaction with the president was the State of the Union address, and after that, you know, I tore up his speech and all, but after that, I said to my staff, I said, I think he was medicated. There's something wrong with how he came on and presented. I said yesterday to my colleagues, I said, there are those who say that steroids have an impact on people's thinking. I don't know, but there are those healthcare providers who say that. Also, if you have the coronavirus, it has an impact as well. So the combination is something that should be viewed. But again, there are enablers around the president who really should know better. And the Republicans in Congress have enabled so much of this to happen without saying, look, we're here to address the needs of the American people, crush the virus, honor our heroes, put money in the pockets of the American people, support our elections with funding to make sure that they are safe for people to go, so they're not risking their health to do that, honor the census. These are areas of disagreement that we were hoping to find agreement on, including safety in the workplace.
Speaker,
so it's a challenging time.
Speaker, in his tweet yesterday, President Trump accused you of not negotiating in good faith and only seeking a bailout for poorly run, high-crime Democrat states and things unrelated to COVID, like a $15 billion bailout of the post office and $270 million in grants for the arts and humanities. As of this morning, you've still been talking with Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin. Yes. Why are you not making more concessions to get Republicans on board and pass something? Isn't that better than nothing at this point?
No, I don't think so. I think it's a missed opportunity. We came down, Chuck Schumer and I Leader Schumer, when I was recently a guest, he enjoyed it, as we all did. We came down $1 trillion, and then we came down $200 billion more. You should ask them why they don't want to put food on the table, rent in the pockets of the American people, crush the virus, support our heroes, and the rest. Our bill is scientifically, institutionally, academically documented to meet the needs of the American people. When we cut back, we were cutting on the timing, but not the priorities, the timing of the bill. We could find our common.
So
there are many more
Speaker,
needs that have emerged. There are more needs have emerged, and that's part of the negotiation, how we allocate the resources.